What's going on, gang? It's your man Rob Z33 back again, this time with an episode of how to build the perfect drift car. Let's get into it. Alright, so without further ado, this has been a long awaited, very highly requested video. This is how to build the absolute perfect 350Z drift car. It's still daily drivable in this state. I love it. I hope that everybody gets a chance to drive a car that's built like this. So let's get into it. First things first, I want to start by saying you don't have to make yours look pretty. I just did this for my own personal reasons because I've had this vision for this car ever since I bought it. But looks is not even necessary. This is a 2007 350Z. As you can tell by the little bump in the hood, this is the HR motor. It has dual intakes. It pushes a little more horsepower than your DE or your DE rev ups, burns less oil, is just all around a better motor. So if you can start with this as the platform, you won't regret it. I've had some small issues with the car, but nothing major like some of my DE buddies have had. I don't run an oil catch can. I've never had any overheating issues. This thing's a tank. I can hot lap it all day on the track without any kind of problems. So let's take a look inside. You'll have to excuse the mess, but this is how she's looking. Still basically stock interior, stock bucket seats with the rip in them. If you find a Z without a rip in the seat, you got a gem, because just about every single one of them has rips and tears. Yeah, man, all I have in here is a detachable steering wheel and you know that big thingy right there, dual caliper hydro. Don't mind the mess in the car. I didn't clean it out before I decided to make this video. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. But yeah, as far as interior, drift wise, that's all I got in here. Let's open the hood. Oh yeah, since we're down here at the pedals, I do have a stage 3 clutch from my man Rob at the Pop Shop. That thing is absolutely bulletproof. I clutch kick like 15 times a day whenever I drive this car. It's never given me any issues. The only thing I'm having issues with right now is my CSC, my concentric slave cylinder. I decided to go with the internal one, which was a horrible mistake. I highly recommend you guys get the one that is for the outside of the transmission, so you won't have to drop it each and every time you have to do any kind of work on it. But I can tell mine is going out because I don't know if you can see it, but the fluid level is at minimum now. I put fluid in here yesterday. So the fluid's leaking out and there's no leaks on the ground, so it's leaking through the slave cylinder. But anyway, stage 3 clutch, you good to go. Don't mind the dust and dirt. This is all from Apple Valley Speedway. If you know, you know. I just never took the time to clean the engine because it's a drift car. It's a show car, but it's a drift car first. Stock motor pushing roughly around 300 horsepower to the wheels. It's reliable as hell motor wise. Just enough power. Mind you, I may LS swap in the future now that I'm getting a little bit better at drifting. But yeah, as far as a daily drivable seat time track car, outstanding motor, outstanding platform to start with. That's literally it for under the hood. I've done nothing to that motor aside from oil changes and beat the living dog shit out of it. I'm on coilovers. If you've been following me forever, then you saw what this car used to be. It was a slammed car. It was just a stance car that I would daily drive around. Had some big 19s on here. Decided to downgrade to the 18-inch wheels in order for not only cheaper tires, but less snapped axles. The weight of the 19 by 11s that I was running was snapping axles left and right, along with the ride height that I was running. The coilovers I'm currently on are BC Extreme Lows. Don't think I can get in there to show you, but they're in there. The brakes I'm running are stock brakes, believe it or not. Stock brakes all around, even on the dual caliper setup. See one caliper there, 2 caliper there. Those are OEM Nissan brakes, nothing special. You don't need anything crazy. You don't have to, oh, I gotta upgrade to the big Brembos and drilled and slotted rotors. As you can see, my rotors flat like your girlfriend. Yeah, man, you don't need much. As far as the rear end's concerned, she does have a welded diff, of course. Excuse me. I decided to go with the welded over the LSD because LSD is like 4 times more expensive, and I'd much rather be able to have my little wheel chirp. I think I'm gonna input a clip of that in right here. It's cool, it turns heads, and it's actually not bad to daily drive with. Like everybody made it seem like it would be when I first did it. It's outstanding, man. This thing rips each and every single time. Next on the list, I would highly suggest getting upgraded subframe bushings once you really get into it. After you've already had a few track days and you realize, the rear end maybe doesn't perform how I would like it to, I would suggest upgrading those subframe and diff bushings to solid bushings. I'm running PBM all the way around, and it is outstanding. Oh, yeah, duh. Let's talk about the important thing. Well, it's not actually as important on your first time out or so, but it definitely helps to have big boy angle. Let me show you what I mean. Roll that window down so I don't get locked out of this thing. Now, your normal 350Z angle is kind of terrible, but you can still go out and have a really fun track day without it. But as you progress as a driver and you want to have a little more fun, want to get a little more competitive with your driving, this is going to help you out tons. It's going to save you from spinning. It's going to allow you to get the car more sideways, and hopefully get closer up onto some doors. I'm running the FDF Mantis kit. I don't know what's up with that, looking like it's rusting. I should have painted that from the factory, but this is one of the older kits. They've since made upgrades. A buddy of mine is running the newer version. He absolutely loves it. Yeah, what else? Honestly, if it were me having to do this all over again, those are the things that I would do first. Angle, hydro, really those two on an HR is really all you need. But angle, hydro, subframe, and differential bushings, welded diff, and you're ripping. You're freaking ripping. Like, this thing is outstandingly reliable. It can take a punch. If you've been watching my drift journey, you've seen me crash this thing like 47 times, and it's still kicking. It's still running, driving, starting up easily. This is the very same motor that I bought, or that I had with the car when I bought it. Yeah, man, HR the world. I would put this thing up against most cars that aren't turboed and would still be able to keep up. It's outstandingly fun, best bang for your buck as far as performance, reliability, and modifiability. The parts are easily accessible. You can find them just about anywhere, and they're always almost always on hand. And you have to special order very few parts. So I think that's it for this one. If you guys like this video, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll catch you on the next one.